Good morning and welcome to your daily morning horoscope for Friday 12 September 2025, Aries. Tempers could be short in a group that you're affiliated with, and that started a meeting could end with disagreements. You might be tempted to chastise everyone, but that isn't a good idea. You won't stop the battle and everyone involved will resent whatever you do. The best solution is to leave. The group probably won't accomplish anything positive anyway. Taurus, today's energy might be especially draining for you. Your task could require more effort than usual and you could be exhausted by the midday. This isn't the day to prove anything. Work according to your own strengths at your own speed. You'll probably accomplish more this way than by pushing yourself. Take care and you'll still have energy for a greater evening. Gemini, old emotions could well up from your unconscious today. Your nerves could be on edge. You might even lose your temper on an occasion. Stop and take a look at why you're upset. Consider what's coming up from the past and then release it. You'll be amazed at how quickly you return to normal. You might be able to get some work done, so please be careful. Cancer, today you could visit a friend who's recuperating from an illness or an injury. This person may be bored and antsy and you should be prepared to hear all about the frustration. Your friend needs a sympathetic ear, so listen. Someday you might want someone to do the same for you. Be supportive without agreeing with every complaint. Your friend needs company, not coddling. Leo, a debate over a controversial subject involving politics or social issues could take place today. You might find the subject fascinating and learn a lot, but you'll be less comfortable when the conversation changes from a discussion to a quarrel. At that point, you may want to walk away. You're too sensitive, so don't worry about being rude. Virgo, today you might be required to fumble through a lot of paperwork in order to locate certain information. This might be a drag and you might not find what you're looking for. In spite of it all, before initiating another search, take a break. Get out into the fresh air and walk a few blocks. When you get back, don't be afraid to ask for help. Libra, tempers could be on edge in conversations between you and some of your close friends. Even you, who are usually very laid back and easygoing, might be tempted to snap at people. There is tension in the air and the nerves are strained. Control the urge to lash out if someone says something insultive or otherwise inappropriate. You won't want today's stress to affect tomorrow. Scorpio, stress and strain could take their toll on you today. Your significant other might be in a foul humor. When the two of you get together, you might want to sit in companionable silence and not say much. Your beloved has had a rough day and is irritated at words and gestures that would have been endearing at times. You may feel a little tense. Too single? Stay in and indulge in your favorite comforts. Sagittarius, today you could spend a lot of time running errands. There might be delays due to circumstances beyond your control. You could experience that old mountain frustration. There is no use fighting the invisible foe. Accept the fact that you may not be able to accomplish everything you'd set out to do. Treat yourself to a quiet evening afterward. Capricorn, a lot of energy might be expended on an artistic project that you probably won't like. You could get halfway through and then toss it away. This could be disheartening and as you lament the time and effort lost. But this happens all to great artists. Go ahead and start over. Maybe this time you'll accomplish what you want. Don't settle for mediocre. Go for gold. Aquarius, family members might discuss a possible vacation today, but everyone wants to go to a different place. Arguments could occur, taking all the fun away from the discussion. Perhaps you should draw the straws. A better solution might be to make a list of all the ideas, give copies to everyone and think about it. Discuss the subject in a few days and you might have your family vacation. Pisces, today it may appear that a lot of people are arguing over very strange things. Usually you can see both sides of the disagreement, but today you might wonder if there's any side to what you're hearing. Everyone's making mountains out of molehills. Distance yourself and don't try to mediate. You could upset everyone with your laughing. This has been your daily morning horoscope for Friday 12 September 2025. Do have yourself a great day.
Well, good morning. It's Friday. WTF. Welcome to Friday. The weekend is here. What's up the sleeve for the weekend? Well, I don't know what I'm doing yet, but this weekend I know I don't want to sit down in the house. That's for sure. So yeah, I might be out and about like doormat, but I'm just talking nonsense. You know that, right? But anyways, it's a weekend. We're excited to be here. We have made it into the end of another productive weekend. We are happy to be here. Let's go on over to the news department.
Good morning. Welcome to the Friday edition of the Morning News. My name is Timothy Polion. NH International Caribbean Limited hosted a media briefing to launch underground works for the Halls of Justice construction project, giving journalists an overview of the project scope, timelines, and stakeholder engagement efforts. Concerns were raised following the relocation of a building to the Ajuda lands after consultation with the Roman Catholic community. The structures, which will host the country's civil and business judicial affairs, are regarded as the largest project undertaken by NH International. The need for modern halls of justice where citizens can be served efficiently and comfortably remains a top government priority.
There were several engagements, particularly with the Catholic Church, and the government decided that for several reasons it would have been more prudent to acquire the lands, which were the Ajuda lands next door. Before, the configuration was the building on this side, and there was a bridge connecting this building to the education building. What has happened is now this building is now shifted to the other side, and the connections now are over, bridge connections are now over Westall Street.
John Peters confirmed that the Halls of Justice will be leased to the government for 12 years, after which full ownership will transfer upon fulfillment of contractual obligations. The project is seen as a pivotal milestone that will advance the island's justice system when it opens its doors in late 2026. Police are investigating two separate homicides that occurred this week. The first incident took place on Tuesday evening, September the 9th, in Grosselet. At about 6:10 p.m., officers responded to reports of a shooting at the corner of Marie-Thérèse and Dauphin Streets. They found 27-year-old Josiah Herman of Beauséjour lying with multiple gunshot wounds. He was rushed to the Owen King European Hospital, where he later succumbed to his injuries. Meanwhile, just one day later on Wednesday, September the 10th, the Criminal Investigations Department responded to a reported Active Hill Leclerc Castries. Officers discovered the body of another male, also with gunshot wounds. He was pronounced dead on the scene. The victim has not yet been formally identified. Police are urging anyone with information on either incident to contact the Grosselet Police Station at 456-3830, their CID at 456-3770, or provide anonymous tips by dialing 555 or using the RSLPF Crime Hotline app available on the Google Play Store. We continue the broadcast with news that the National Emergency Management Organization, NEMO, is sharpening its emergency response with a 2-day radio communications refresher course for staff and volunteers, ensuring they can stay connected when disasters strike and traditional telecommunications fail.
The facilitators we have is Mr. Horace Popo and Mr. Cyril Sergio. They are amateur radio users for many years, and they have the capacity and training in telecommunications to impart that knowledge and to take it even a little further and help persons understand the difference between VHF, HF, UHF radios, and even the digital system, which is where we're hoping to get to eventually. But the analog system we know is very dependable, and the integrating the two, the digital and analog, knowing how to use them is going to be very functional going forward.
The training ends later today. However, District Disaster Management Committee chairs will receive additional training in the coming week. Officials continue to urge the public to rely on the National Emergency Management Organization and the St. Lucia Met Services for information in times of disaster. They also discourage the spreading of mis- and disinformation during these critical times. Finally, from us this morning, Caribbean Wellness Day will be observed tomorrow under the theme Engage, Empower, Elevate, and a sub-theme Working Together to Improve Health and Well-being for All. The annual event, established by CARICOM heads of government in 2007, focuses on raising awareness and encouraging action to fight non-communicable diseases, which are now the leading cause of death worldwide.
Over the past 3 decades, non-communicable diseases such as diabetes, cancer, cardiovascular diseases, and chronic lung diseases have replaced infectious diseases as the leading cause of death in the world. The World Health Organization, WHO, estimates that at least 75% of all deaths worldwide are as a result of NCDs, and that the majority of the deaths which occur from these chronic diseases occur in lower and middle income countries like St. Lucia.
Locally, NCDs are responsible for about 80% of deaths each year, putting a heavy strain on the health system. This year's observance highlights healthy eating through the Caribbean Plate and the Ministry of Health's My Plate, a healthy plate campaign which promotes balanced diets, local produce and healthier portion sizes alongside physical activity. That's the news. Thank you so much for watching and listening. Join us at noon for our next news major, the Lunchtime Report. I'm Timothy Polion. Good morning.
Thank you, news guys. We'll be back. 1 second. Once again, St. Lucia has selected 4 recipients of the Shivnin Scholarship, and they're going to be off to London to study. Their choice. But anyways, the resident British Commissioner, well, she was excited about it again. What a partnership with us. We're here with Amy again. Amy is becoming a star on our morning show, and we love it. Absolutely. Resident Commissioner, British Commissioner to St. Lucia. And the last time we spoke, Amy, we spoke about the Shivnin Scholarship. We were in the process of identifying, was it? And now we've identified and we've opened up the scope again for persons to now, put themselves up for it again. So we wanted to follow up. We don't just do things and leave people hanging. It's my understanding we have 4.
Yes. Yeah.
Tell me about it.
We have 4 excellent scholars who have now started their master's programs in the UK. So Chevening is a scholarships program which supports emerging leaders to pursue a master's degree in the United Kingdom. All of their costs are covered, so their tuition fees are covered, their living expenses and transport costs are covered. It's an excellent scheme, and we do it with the intent that these emerging leaders will return to St. Lucia and be the leaders of tomorrow.
Wonderful. Now, there might be some people, although this has been running for quite some time, that partnership and this awarding of these scholarship have been going on for quite some time. There still might be some people out there, some young people who are not aware and don't know how it is that they can capitalize on this. What it is that you look for when you're looking to select persons for that scholarship?
So academic excellence is obviously a prerequisite. We want people who have done a bachelor degree already and been successful in that degree. But I think what is really important is they have a vision for their future and how that's going to support their country. That could be in the public sector, so it could be something to do with, for example, climate change or sustainable development, but it could be also in the commercial sphere as well. So they could be looking to start their own business, they could be looking to pursue technology or data management. There's a whole range of different skills, but it's really excellence in your area of expertise.
Right. So we've got that. What's the first step for me?
The first step is to go onto the Chevening website. So Google Chevening, look on the website. That's where all the application forms are. The application window is currently open for the 2026 program. And obviously also then you have to apply to your university and the master's course as well.
Right. And get a response, get a favorable response. Yeah. So that, because that would have to be presented as well. Right. Do you have a cutoff point as to when persons can apply for the 2026 offering opening?
Yeah, so November is the cutoff point. So now we're in September, so we've got the next 2.5 months for people to apply. We're actually going to be doing an event at the Sir Arthur Lewis Community College on the 24th of September, where I'll be speaking about this more and going into more detail on the program. So I really encourage people who are interested in Chevening to attend that event.
Wonderful. Right. So just put out the website again where we can go to find the application or to fill in the forms.
So it's Chevening, which is Chevening. And you will find all the information on there.
Wonderful. Amy, we appreciate you. And this is not going to be your last time. We always be tapping in with you on the morning show, but thank you for always being present and making yourself available. We appreciate that.
Thank you, Maureen. It's a pleasure to be here as always. Thank you.
Thank you. had a sit down with a wonderful soul. I mean, I wouldn't even go further into it. Just look at this conversation. Have we ever stopped to consider the journey of a medical practitioner? I mean, we just know we're sick or we feel a certain way. We go to the doctor, they're there and they serve our purpose. We go about our business. But you know what? Many a times there are stories behind why persons get into the field of medicine. And this young lady right here, Dr. Charmaine, I happened to encounter just recently, and I like her vibe. That's the first thing that drew me to her. She just has a really lovely vibe, and I say, but that's a nice woman to talk to. I want to feature her, but I didn't understand what angle I was going to take until I started to speak to her and getting an understanding of her journey into the whole field of medicine. You know, lately we've been getting a lot of talk. So doctors, okay, it's just a money thing for them. And you understand, this couldn't have been further from the truth, especially not for this lady here, who got into the practice by simply growing up in a community where she saw that medical health was such a scarcity, especially for the elderly. So I think I covered it right when I said exactly. I mean, welcome. We are honored to have you. You know, just briefly walk us through what got you interested in the field of medicine.
Okay. So from a very young age, well, I would say I grew up in a very small community in St. Vincent. I'm Vincentian.
You Vincent?
Yes. In St. Vincent called Penniston, and it's two of them, Penniston and Vermont. And there we have one clinic. And in that clinic, it's the nurse that runs the clinic with her health aides. And there's a doctor that comes to the clinic once a week where he schedules visits from 8 in the morning to midday. And then you would see the vast majority of the patients, they are the elderly, and they come with their chronic diseases, diabetes and hypertension and the complications, the diabetic foot. And I thought to myself, if these persons would receive the information that they need, the preventative medicine where we speak to the younger population about their health, about not smoking and so on, this prompted me, it's just built up a passion in me, you know, for medicine, for treating persons and for preventing diseases. So I love public health. So that's why I started my medical journey. And also, I was a very bad asthmatic, very bad. I was always in the hospital, in the asthma bay. And I always saw the patients coming through the door who were very ill. And I'm like, I would love to help them one day. Right. And that's all of this is why I started my journey.
No.
Yes.
Fast forward to the actual journey now. What did you study? Cuba?
Yes, I studied in Cuba.
How long? 7?
7 long years.
My goodness.
7 years.
What was that like? Was it always a walk in the park, or was it all, I mean, what was it like financially? Were you prepared at the time? What were some of the challenges?
So one thing I must say is persons see doctors and like you said, they see money, but they don't know the sacrifices that we made to get where we are. So for me, I studied in Cuba. It was a scholarship offered by the government of St. Vincent, but you had to leave, pack up and leave your family, leave everything you know to go to a foreign land to adapt so that you can be better off in life. So we know the Cuban situation where they have the embargo going on. So their way of life is completely different than ours. So we had to adapt to the food, adapt to the culture, adapt to having new friends and so on. And it was very difficult, but I made it with God's help. I made it. And I'm thankful. I'm thankful.
Wow.
Yes.
Wonderful.
Yes.
Jesus. Well, scholarship wise, so you didn't have, well, thankfully you didn't have that headache, to undertake. Coming back, where did you immediately go when you came back?
Okay, so upon returning, we normally have to do 1 year of internship, paid internship, and I went to St. Jude's and I enjoyed it there. St. Jude's is like a family, a small family down in the south at Freeport.
Yes,
and I felt so comfortable having that country vibe, you know? Yes, so I spent a year at Viewfort. Yes, and that was very good.
So you've been in St. Lucia since you returned from your studies?
Yes. So I got married to my wonderful husband who is a St. Lucian.
Let me tell you, what does bring us anywhere?
I know, right? I know, right?
Awesome. Wow.
Yes, yes.
That is amazing. Right. Now, I'm going to generalize it. No one ask you. You know, you've been here working St. Jude's. St. Jude's. Yeah. St. Jude's. There's a lot going on concerning St. Jude's. You're passionate about it. I mean, what are some of the things you would like to see, you know, based on your initial passion for getting into the medical field in the first place, looking at where we are now and where we could be in the future? What are some of the things that probably comes to mind, you know?
All right. So I must say I did 1 year at St. Jude's and then I moved to OKU, where I did about 6 months at OKU and now I'm at Tapia Hospital. So one thing that I have seen is that a lot of patients in terms of access to medical care, can access the care, but sometimes they cannot afford it, right? So if there can be a gap to bridge that, that would be lovely in St. Lucia. But I know that the government is now on this journey of universal healthcare coverage, which I'm so happy about. So that's in that way we can see persons having access to healthcare that they would not have been otherwise afforded. For example, pregnant mothers who are of low socioeconomic status, they can get their ultrasounds done, they can get their blood work done. Elderly, the pensioners who are not receiving, a full salary. And these are the ones that have a lot of the chronic diseases. They can now have access, to healthcare and their medication as a result of this. Wonderful. So I'm happy that the government is moving in that direction.
Wonderful. Now, if you were to give any advice to any person out there who is contemplating getting into the field of the medical field, what would be one of the advice you would give?
Okay, do it only if you love it, only if you're passionate about it, because this is hard work. And sometimes we get to a point where we realize the sacrifices that we're making, and sometimes you want to turn back or just say, I'm going to choose a different career. So only choose it if you are passionate about it.
Wonderful. And I think that's the note we're living on. Thank you so much, Dr. Shami.
Welcome. You're most welcome.
Wonderful.
Yes.
If it wasn't medicine, though, what? Just throwing that one in.
Teaching.
Oh. You just want to take care of people. I understand why. Your personality says it all. Well, all the best, yeah? And thank you for talking with us.
Thank you for having me. It's a pleasure.
Absolutely.
Yes.
And welcome to this morning's SocaCize session. Leading the wine, we have Laurie, Susie, and Shani. Let's get ready to sweat with SocaCize. This morning's Bacchanal warm-up routine is Danse by Kassav and Marshall Montano. Let's get moving. So we're going to begin. You're just feeling out that music. Let's go, Chip. 4, 3, 2, at the arms, hip. Call them, come. Side to side. Call them, come. First leg, forward and back, and. Last one, we're going to go round this side and round. 4, 3, 2, the hips. Call them. Side to side. Call them. Next leg, forward and back. And 2. Last one. We're going round next side and round. 4, 2, hip and 4, 3. We're going down and up and hey. Let's go. First leg, forward and back. Hey. We're going to switch. Next leg. Let's go. 4, 3, 2, side to side. And call them. Hey. Side to side. Call. Forward and. Legs. That was this morning's session. Thank you for choosing to flaunt with SocaCize St. Lucia. Have a wonderful day.
Wonderful. Well, guess what? Tomorrow, Team St. Lucia Our two-man team, or two-woman team, rather, is going to be taking to the tracks tomorrow. And we already know what's going to happen. We're coming home with the medals. Yeah, 2 ways about it. But we wish them the very best of luck. Don't forget to support the race, yeah? Tokyo, we out there tomorrow, Julian Alfred. And our next competitor is definitely going to be represent for St. Lucia. And we have some good spirits about that. It's going to be all good. But for today, go on out, enjoy the rest of your day, enjoy the weekend, and don't forget to be safe now. Check for yourself, yes, but check for one another. You understand? Have some heart. Check for your brother, man. Check for your sister. Be kind. Enjoy your weekend.